Welcome to the October 26th meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority. May we have a roll call, please?
Authority members: Draymond.
Here.
Friedman.
Here.
Mincy.
Here.
Najarian.
Here.
Barazian.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Chair Quintero.
Here. May we have your report?
Agenda for the October 26, 2010 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, October 21, 2010 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
What's next?
Next is approval of minutes.
So moved. I believe we had one
Abstention.
member that wasn't there, our chairman.
Okay, with that,
Second.
The minutes are approved as submitted. Next, please.
Next is oral communication. Discussion is limited. Time is not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision, and the matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for an investigation and report.
I have one card, Aram Kazazian.
Good afternoon. How are you? It's nice to see everybody here. I came over here to clarify a couple of things. Number one, I believe the newspaper advertising on the water rates, unfortunately I won't be able to come tonight, so is incorrect. Even went to the city today, the water department. I asked them, can you please tell me how much is the water rate increased by? And they calculate themselves with their own handwriting. It's 15.05% is the increase of the water rate, not 3.8. 3.8 is the first 10 HCF. Once you pass that, I have a lot of bills over here. I figure on the bills, and that makes a big difference.
Why don't you try and put a nexus together with actual housing authority type of comments?
Well, this becomes part of housing authority.
I just want you to make the nexus.
Yeah, it's a housing authority comment for me because I'm trying to go back and see we're going to be hurting what do you call senior housings. We're going to be hurting the convalescent homes, hospitals. We have restaurants going to hurt. All those things are going to be affected by it, and I don't believe anybody has ever taken any consideration. This is part of housing, for our own people. So that's why I came to speak on the housing authority. Why don't we just say exactly what the rate increase is instead of saying 3.8? It's not 3.8%, it's 15.05% is the increase, plus there's a meter charge reading, and that meter charge reading is 15.05% increase too. So thank you very much. That should be clarified and put in front of the public so the public is aware of what's going on. Thank you.
I have another card, Mike Mohill.
Good afternoon, Chairman Quintero. Mike Mohill, long-term resident. The previous speaker spoke. He wanted to speak about the water meters and the water rates, how it affects housing. It does affect housing, just like smart meters affects housing. This body wants to say it doesn't affect housing. But the water rates affect the housing. I came over here the other day, and I saw for rent, 2 months free rent to move in. Now, what does that tell us? We have lots of housing available. We do not need to build any more affordable housing. It's already available. It's called empty apartments. Why doesn't this body, like Mayor Najarian mentioned a couple of weeks ago, that we should look at these apartment buildings that are empty, and we can have our seniors move in there? Wouldn't that be nice, rather than going ahead and spending millions of dollars for new housing? Is it necessary? Or do we have some developer who wants to develop something and has already approached somebody on the council and say, hey, can you work me a deal? I've been hearing that so many times this past couple of months. It makes my head swim. I hear words like, he was a 10%er. And I said, what do you mean by a 10%? He says, yes, you've got a variance, you'd get 10% kickback. I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, no. He says, where were you born, Mike? Under a rock? Water rates affect the community. Housing. People are leaving Glendale. They're not moving in. And every time you want to go ahead and increase the water rates, it affects people. It affects the businesses. I went over to Harvest Inn Chinese restaurant the other day. Guess what? On Brand Boulevard, as they say in Spanish, Safeway. They left the city. So let's think about, when we talk about water rates, housing, it's interconnected. Thank you.
Okay, what's next, please?
Next is any authority member or staff comments.
Party member or staff? I hear none. I have a motion.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
We are adjourned.